talking about how to build good customer service structure, the strategies and the tools, for building a good customer service structure. Now, I've been in marketing for a while now. They're already part of my profile. I've been in marketing for a while now, and if there's anything I have discovered in marketing, is that it is easier to get someone that has bought from you before to buy again than to get a new customer. Do you agree with that? True for us. It's actually easier to get someone that has bought from you before to buy again than to get a new customer. It is more expensive. It is more stressful. It takes much more time, much more energy, much more of a lot of things for you to be able to get a new customer than it would take you, if you were just going to get someone that has bought from you before to buy from you again. So this is really important. So that's why customer service, building a good customer service structure is super important. And you'll be learning exact strategies. I have just around, I'm just looking at my time, and I'm probably happiness. You can let me know problem on WhatsApp privately, how much time I have, so I can just put in my conversation into that time frame. So I'll be taking you through a process of how exactly you can make this happen for your business. As a business owner, I want to believe that it's your goal to make profit. It's your goal to sell as much as possible, to make as much money as you can, and to get the rewards that comes from being a business owner. All right. And if that's your goal, this is the place to be. So let me just look at some comments just to be sure we're together and to be sure they're ready to learn. So if you know you're ready to learn, I want you to, let me see. I'm just checking the comments. Okay, good. So I can see a lot of comments here. Someone says true. Okay, true. Yeah, I was asking a question earlier, and I can see Justin Ifemi says true. Veronica says true. So let's get right into the session now that I know that you are all with me. So this is just like a brief summary of my bio. It has already been read, so I'll just move forward. Now, this is the first question I want you to answer. Can someone in the comments define for me who a customer is? Who will you call a customer? Who is a customer? If you had to answer this question, what would your answer be? Who is a customer? Think about your business. I know most of you here are actually business owners. You sell something. There's a product you sell, there's a service you offer or you render to people. Who do you call your customer? Let's get some comments in the chat box. So Nuruddin says that a customer is someone who has trusted you enough. I like that part. Trusted you enough to patronize you. Okay. Thank you, Adebayo Nuruddin. Someone who trusted you enough to patronize. I think someone's mic is open. If your mic is on, please mute it. Veronica says someone who is ready and willing to buy from you. Someone is ready and willing to buy from you. That's fair, but not quite. Not quite. Someone who values your product and service. Okay. Sunday says someone who buys a good product or service. That's also good. Someone who buys, right? A customer is my market, Gloria. Yeah, that's holistic. To a large extent, someone becomes your customer when the person has exchanged his or her resources for the value that you offer. So if, for example, this is an airport, right? If you're selling airports, which is what I have in my hand, I don't know if my video is spotlighted. You can see my video, hopefully it is. So if you have what I have in my hand and you're selling airports, okay? You're selling airports, what you can do is that your customer is someone that then exchanges money for airports, right? Let me try and make this as practical as possible. So let's say I take out some money, right? And I say that this airport is not a lot of money, so it can be sold. This is like a global audience. So let me just try and use something else, right? So let's say this airport is not a lot of money, and someone brings out, for example, $1. I don't know if my video is spotlighted. So the person says that I'm going to give you $1, and then I'm going to take this airport for you. When that exchange happens, that the airport goes to the buyer and the dollar goes to you, what happens is that person that bought it is a customer. But before and after that process, there are a lot of things that happens. And that is why, can one of the admins please help mute those that are still active? And that is why customer relationship management is important, because you have to do customer relationship management across a value chain, across a customer journey. Someone buys from you. What does it take for someone to buy from you? And what does customer relationship management, how does it work? Customer service, how does it work across that value chain? We'll be taking it one step at a time. Please pay attention and learn exactly how you can begin to do it. See, if you can implement this in your business, you'll find out that you're making more sales, much more sales, all right? And then you're able to get results from your marketing efforts, all right? I believe you're ready for that. There's also a concept called a lead. There's a customer, but then there's also a lead. And I define a lead as a person that has expressed interest in your product or service, but has not yet made a purchase. Are you following the examples now? So who is a customer? Your customer is someone that has bought, while your lead is someone that has expressed interest, but has not yet bought. Are you writing these things down? So your customer is someone that has bought from you already, while your lead is someone that has expressed interest but has not yet bought. Now, if you understand the difference between these two concepts, I want you to type yes in the chat box. Type yes in the chat box if you understand the difference between a customer and a lead. If you understand that difference, type yes in the chat box. Then be sure that we're all following. Okay, Jason Fem says yes. Ifeoma, yes. Amazing. Great. Adebayo, yes. Good. So you're following me step by step. Veronica says yes. Good. So let's continue. Now, this is the quote that I made. I said that effective customer service starts before the first sale and does not end there. So if you want to create a customer service system for your business that is effective, that customer service must start before the first sale. Imagine you're servicing your customer before you even sold to the person. Does it sound like something that is not popular, right? But that's how it works. You need to begin to serve your customer before they even buy for the first time. That's how effective customer service works. It starts before the first sale and does not end there. So how can you then create a holistic system that allows you to serve your customers even before they buy from you for the first time? How can that happen? You have to then learn what is called the customer journey, how people move across this journey one step at a time. Now, this funnel you can see on my screen at the moment and also on your screen is what the typical journey looks like. There's awareness, there's interest, there's desire, there's action. This is what people call the marketing funnel. But from the marketing funnel, you can create what is then called the journey of a customer. How does your customer move from not knowing about you or your product to buying from you? That's what the customer journey is, okay? And the ideal customer journey looks something like this. First, the first part of the ideal customer journey is, where do they see you? Where does your customer see you? Where do they find out about you for the first time? Is it when they are having a conversation with a friend? Is it when they are scrolling on social media? Is it when they are trying to, when they're trying to, for example, do something and they are finding it difficult, and then they go on Google search, they search what they're trying to do, and they see you as a response to what they're trying to do. That's the first thing. Where do they see you for the first time? Second thing is, where do they learn about you? Because when they see you, if they want to buy from you, they want to find out more about you. Where can they learn more about you? That's the second part of that journey. Then the third part is, now that they've learned about you, where can they buy from you? That's the third part of the journey. The fourth part is, how do they receive what they have bought? It's not just that they've paid you now and you say, oh, after all, I've gotten the money. No. How do they receive what they have bought? All right. Then the last part is, how do they refer you? How do they refer you? That is the last part of what an ideal customer journey is. Now, I'm going to be taking you step by step through this and then show you how customer service can work across board. All right. Can the admin please help mute someone that the mic is up? Thank you. Can you help mute? I think there's a mic on somewhere. Okay. All right. So I need some help with that. Can you help mute someone? Okay, good. Thank you. Good. Now let's continue. So this is what the stages look like. If you need to take a screenshot of this screen, you can do that. But this is what the stages look like. Every step of the process. At first, the customer is still a stranger. That's the first stage. The customer is first a stranger. The second, that's stage 0. I call it stage 0 here. The first stage after stage 0 is now the customer has what is called awareness and first impression. Awareness is the customer now knows that your product or your service exists. That's stage one. The customer now knows that your service or your product exists. That's the first stage, stage one. The second stage, which is stage two, is the customer shows interest, or the customer starts asking questions. Oh, okay, do you do home delivery? Or do you have this in color blue? If you're a fashion entrepreneur, for example, I like this outfit. Do you have it in black? That's inquiry and interest. Every inquiry shows interest. Do you understand? All right. So stage zero is stranger. Stage zero is stranger. The person doesn't know that you exist. All right. I want to be sure that we're following step by step. Stage zero is stranger, and the person does not know that you exist. Stage one is awareness and first impression. The person is now aware that your product and service exists. Stage two is customer inquiry and interest. All right. The person now is beyond just knowing about you. The person wants to buy. So he starts asking questions. He or she starts checking out your website, doing some research about. Sorry, can someone just help mute? So have you used this before and things like that? Now, the third stage is what is called purchase and onboarding. The customer is now ready to buy, so the person makes a purchase. So purchase and onboarding is stage three. That is the third stage of that entire process. The fourth stage is now that the person has bought or the person has been onboarded, you then deliver that product or service to this customer. The person is now a customer, and you're delivering what the person bought to the person. That's also an important part of customer service. Stage five is you collect feedback and resolve any issues that the person may have. Stage six is you try to retain this person as a customer and build loyalty. And stage seven is called advocacy and community building. Now, I'll take you through the stages one after the other and show you how you can implement customer service strategies here and the tools, the CRM tools you can use to make sure that each part of this process makes sense. Because a lot of people just wait for maybe when they have bought, that's when you do customer service. No. Customer service must be holistic across the customer journey. And I'll tell you why. There's something called the halo effect. Someone should write that in the chat box. Halo is spelled H-A-L-O. H-A-L-O. Halo effect. And the halo effect is something that came from a scientific study over a period of time, where the way people perceive you in one way affects how they perceive you in every other way. Halo, H-A-L-O. So this is how halo effect works. Halo effect is what would make someone like, for example, a Kim Kardashian, for example, that started out probably in fashion thereabout, to release a makeup kit or a makeup item and sell out millions of dollars in a short time. Halo effect is what will make someone like an Elon Musk, like he did. Elon Musk launched a perfume. How many of you know that Elon Musk, the founder, the current owner of Twitter, and also the founder of SpaceX, the starships and things like that, there was a time that he did a perfume and sold it at $100 each. Do you know that? Does Elon Musk know much about perfume? Probably not. He may have no idea about those things. But halo effect is if someone can do Tesla, someone can do SpaceX, someone can work on Twitter. That's X now. It's currently called X. Once you sell any other thing, that effect kind of rubs off on you. Halo effect. So the halo effect simply states that the way that people perceive you in one aspect or in one way kind of just rubs off on every other thing that you do. That means if someone already has a negative perception about you and your brand at the awareness of first impression, it will be difficult for you to get that person to like your brand or to even be happy with your service at stage 5. But if someone has a very good impression of you from stage 0 to stage 1 to stage 2, even if you for some reason are not able to deliver well, let's say the delivery person you use did not really get to the person on time, the delivery person came late, or the package was ruffled in transit, the person will forgive you. Are you following me? True or false? Think about it. Put yourself in the customer's shoe. So you want to buy something, all right? The customer picks your call very well. The customer tells you, oh, okay, great. You ask for a discount. The person, oh, we don't normally give discounts, but since you're a first-time customer, let's give you maybe a little percentage off. We'll do this for you and things like that. The person is very nice. picks your call promptly, responds to your messages, and probably you get your order, and maybe the package was not as good as it should be. And the person apologizes and says, I'm so sorry about this. You'll be more forgiving because of your previous experience of that person. But if from the very beginning, the person has started shouting at you as a customer, as soon as you pay, the person is not picking up his call. When the person picks, he says, oh, see, don't you know I'm busy? I'm a business person. Why are you calling me up and down? You get your package. Do you know that even if that package comes very neatly, you will not have a good experience of that brand? True of us. So that is why it's important that customer service starts from stage 0. But how can this really work? How can it start from stage 0? Stage 0, the person is a stranger. That's the first stage. Stranger. So you're not generally serving this person. However, when the person gets to stage 1, which is the stage of awareness and first impression, this is how you can serve your customer at stage 1. The first way you can serve your customer at stage 1 is by setting up very accessible ways for them to get information. You need to make it very easy for your customers to get information about your products and services. This is how you serve them in stage 1, the stage of awareness and first impression. And how do you do that? You need to set up a proper website and social media presence. If you don't have a website right now, you can start from social media. The way your website and social media is set up will to a large extent determine the impression, all right, that your customer or your upcoming customer would have about your brand or your business from the stage 1. Give them information. Talk about your product. What are the features? What are the benefits? Put great pictures, high quality pictures. Don't put pictures that are just looking very dull and you say, oh, if they actually say, I just have my phone, I'm using this and that. No, you can get a phone from a friend. You can invest in professional photo shoots. Get nice pictures, nice content, nice videos about your product or service. Put them on social media. Let it be easy for people to access information, to get information about your product and service. This is how you're serving your customer from stage 1. This customer service at stage 1. Also, you need to have what is called a Google business profile, because most of the times people just go and search on Google when they're looking for you. So it's good to have a Google business profile. That's the first way you serve your people, your customers at stage 1. And what tools do you use for this? I'll be giving you tools along the way. Some tools you can use for this place is, the first tool is Google Business Profile. It's a free tool. You can just search for Google Business on Google, right? And you can create a profile for free. The second tool you can use is WhatsApp Business. It's also a free tool. Download WhatsApp Business, not just the normal WhatsApp. Download WhatsApp Business and set up your profile in a way that makes sense. That's a tool you can use for stage 1. And another set of tools you can use is Facebook, Instagram, social media platforms. Set up your presence across these platforms. And beyond setting up your presence, go ahead and make sure that there is information. All right, information. How can they contact you? What is your address? All right, what's your delivery time? Give them information about you. All right. Someone is saying that they can't hear. Could someone confirm if you can hear me? Confirm if you can hear me. Okay. Someone could confirm. Happiness, could you unmute and confirm if you can hear me? If you're here. Okay, great. So maybe someone should type for Mercy to leave and join again. Probably there's an audio issue. Someone should have her leave and join again. Thank you. Yeah, have her leave. Someone should type for her to leave and join again. Good. So let me just continue. All right, great. So the second way you can serve your customer on stage 1 is for you to engage them actively, all right? Actively on social media and other messaging platforms. You need to engage them. Don't be passive about it, very active. So 2 ways you can do this. First, post regularly. Make sure that you're creating content on a good schedule. At least every week, you should put out content. 3, 4, 5, put out content regularly. That's the first way to engage people on social media. You're already serving them. Through your content, you're serving your customers. Why? Because that content makes them know more about you, makes them get more information about your brand, makes them have better idea about what you do and how you do it. Very important. So post regularly. This customer service at stage 1. And beyond posting regularly, respond fast as you can. Respond to messages, respond to comments as fast as you can. That way you're serving your customers. When they ask you a question, don't just ignore it. Respond to them, and don't just respond as fast as you can. Now, what tools can you use to engage actively on social media? You can use Meta Business Suite. Meta Business Suite is a tool that allows you to respond to Facebook, Instagram in the same place, on the same platform. So you can respond to comments, you can respond to messages, you can respond to different kinds of things all at the same time. All right? Using Meta Business Suite. Super, super important. So you can use Meta Business Suite as a tool for the second way to serve your customers in stage one. And another tool you can use is Hootsuite. Hootsuite is an amazing tool that helps you to schedule your posts. So you can create posts in bulk and then schedule them over a period of time for them to keep going out from time to time on social media platforms using Hootsuite. So you can check out Hootsuite as a tool for customer service at the awareness and first impression stage. Now, if you know that you understand what I've just shared under awareness and first impression, I want you to type stage 1 in the chat box. If you are okay with stage 1, type stage 1 in the chat box. Then I can move on to stage 2. So if you know that you're very clear, you understand the things I've shared, and you know exactly how you can go about it, type stage 1 in the chat box. I can see your comments coming in now. I can see Joachim, awesome, Elizabeth, Veronica, Adebayo, BFG Global Consulting. Great. So that's what you're following. Laura says stage 1, awesome. So now let's move on a step further to stage 2. And I'm checking my time. I know I should be done in another 10 minutes. Let's see how fast I can go. So stage 2 is customer inquiry and interest. This is the second stage. At this point, the customer is now aware. You've served them using content. You've served them by responding promptly. You've served them by putting your information in places where it should be. Now is the time that they're asking you questions. How can you serve your customers in stage 2, the customer inquiry and the interest stage? The first way you can serve your customers here is by defining how inquiries are handled. How do you handle inquiries? There should be a clear way. Don't just leave it open and say, okay, anyhow they ask me a question, I'll just answer them. No. Ask yourself, what is your ideal way to receive inquiries, to receive questions? If you can have a team, I know most of you are small business owners here, you may not have a team. If you can have a team, have a response team. But if you can't, you yourself should be that response team. Have a way that inquiries are handled. And another thing you can do to define how your inquiries are handled is to set up what is called auto responses. You can set up automatic responses. That means if you're not even online, an automatic response can go to your customer. So that when they ask a question, they're not just hanging. They're not just, because people change their mind fast. Maybe when they ask the question, dollar to naira was 1,600. By the time you're answering them, it's now 1,700. They'll not buy again, right? So things change fast very well, especially if you're Nigerian. So you just need to be able to answer them as fast as possible. And auto reply can help with that. Define how inquiries are handled. And what tools can you use for this? Because of time, you can use what is called the auto reply feature on WhatsApp. WhatsApp has an automatic reply feature, WhatsApp Business especially, so you can check that out. Use it. Facebook Messenger also has a way you can set up some of these things. All right, how you can automatically respond to people based on what they're asking for. You can have what's it called? Frequently asked questions, FAQs. You can have FAQs saved as quick replies on your WhatsApp, so that if someone is asking you, okay, where do I pay to? You're not wasting time to type it. You've already saved it as a quick reply. You can just click on it and your account details are sent. Someone is asking for your address. That should be a quick reply. You click on it and it is sent already. So take out time and set up as many automatic responses and as many quick replies as you can, and define how you want to receive inquiries from people. So you can put out posts and say, oh, if you have a question for me, send me a message on this number. If you have a question for me, send a DM on Instagram. Let people know they can ask you questions. All right, let people know they can ask you questions. Now, the second way you can serve your customers in stage 2 is by tracking inquiries and interactions. You need to track inquiries so that someone doesn't ask you a question today and you're supposed to do a follow-up in 3 days. The person says, oh, I don't want to buy now by the end of the month when they pay salary. The person told you this on the 11th of this month. The end of the month is here. You can't even remember that someone told you that. You need to have a simple CRM system that allows you to track these interactions with customers. And you can also set reminders, Google Calendar reminders, reminders for follow-ups, either using Google Calendar, using alarms, using simple tools. I'm not emphasizing on paid tools right now because I understand that the audience is, MSMEs, right? So most of these tools are free, right? So you can use Google Sheets, for example, to put out your customer inquiries. Just sit there, simple. Name of customer, maybe the person's phone number or email, notes on what the person said. Probably there's supposed to be a follow-up date. You can put a column for follow-up dates. So you can say follow up on this date. So your CRM system can be that simple. You can use Google Sheets for it. Name of customer, email, phone number, notes. That's what the person talked about or the last update. And then maybe there's a follow-up. Put a date for follow-up by the side. That's it. It's more manual, but that's because it's free. There's also a platform called Airtable that you can use for that too. Then there are some more automated systems like HubSpot CRM and Zoho CRM. These are not free, but they're not as costly. Zoho CRM especially is not as pricey, right? It's not pricey at all. HubSpot is charged in dollars, so maybe it could be pricey at this time, but Zoho CRM is not pricey at all. So you can use these things to track inquiries and interactions. This is how you serve your customers at the inquiry and interest stage. If you have gotten stage 2, inquiry and interest stage, type stage 2 in the chat box as I move ahead. I'm already running out of time. Let me see if I can still get to stage 7, but type stage 2 if you understand this. Okay, great. So let's move on to stage 3. Now, at the purchase and onboarding stage, this is how you can serve your customers. The first way you can serve your customers at the purchase and onboarding stage is by simplifying your buying process. How do people actually pay or buy from you? What's that buying process like? That's the first way. Okay? And how do you simplify your buying process? One way to simplify that process is by having multiple payment options. At the time that I had gone to a particular hotel in Abuja. By the way, I'm currently briefly in Abuja for something, right? And for some reason, they said that on that day, I don't know what happened, but they didn't have an option to pay with card. And, for those of us that don't go around with cash a lot, right? It's mostly card payments, right? Because they didn't have that option, it was difficult for me to still use the place. Do you understand? So you have to have multiple payment options. And a lot of these options are not as hard as you think. You can have bank transfer. Don't say it's only transfers that I collect. No. Have bank transfer. Have a way to pay with card. You can set it up yourself. A way to pay with card. Have a way for people to maybe even scan and pay you. Have a way for people to pay maybe using different ways, different platforms. Think about the ways that you as a person pay other people and see how your business can create those ways for you to be paid. And the second thing you need to do under simplifying your buying process is having a clear communication of confirmation. How do you confirm? How do you let people know that their payments have been confirmed? It can either be automated or manual, but make sure that every payment you get, there's a confirmation. You can type and say, payment received, thank you. Payment received, thank you. As simple as that, it is a clear communication of confirmation. You're simplifying the buying process. So they are now at rest. They're like, oh, this vendor has gotten my payment. Their mind is at rest. Do you understand? Be very clear about that. And what tools can you use for this? You can use Flutterwave or Paystack. All right? You can use Paystack to create a simple payment link that people can pay you with their card with. Go and check it out. Amazing tool. Paystack, quick teller. I know that some of you will be thinking that are these things really tools for customer service, customer relationship management? Some of you were expecting I'll just come and say, oh, HubSpot CRM. No. Customer relationship management is not just centered around that small thing that you think is it. No. If you want to have proper customer relationship management, it has to go across the value chain, across the customer journey. Okay? Across the customer journey. Then the next one is to send a welcome note. Send a welcome note, all right? So you can send a thank you note or a product guide if they're buying a product from you. Let them know that you appreciate them. Thank you for buying from me. And then you can also share with them information for support and for contact. And what tools can you use for this? You can use WhatsApp business templates for this. You can use MailChimp. You can use Zoho Mail. All right, Zoho Mail is I think the least pricey option here. WhatsApp business templates is free. Use these tools for stage 3. If you understand stage 3, type stage 3 in the chat box. Let me move on. I am already out of time. I have to end really soon. Type stage 3 in the chat box. In fact, I know some of you are still typing, but I have to move on because of time. Stage 4 is product and service delivery. How do you serve your customers when it comes to them? They've bought from you now. They've made payments. So in terms of delivering your product to them or delivering your service to them, how can you make them well served in this process? One way to do that is to provide regular updates. If you can set up a way for them to track their orders, that would be great. Tell them, oh, we've sent your order out for delivery. Oh, the delivery person is on the way. This is the person's number. Be proactive about your communication, all right? Give them order tracking if you can. And how can you do this? The tools you can use delivery platforms like GIG Logistics. There's Quick Delivery. There are some other platforms that you can use for delivery. You can also use WhatsApp and SMS to communicate with them. Then the second thing you can do to serve them at this stage is to offer ongoing support, right? Let it be easy for them to see frequently asked questions. So what are the questions that most of your customers have after they buy your products? Let it be easy for them to see those things. And then you can also check in with them. You should also check in with them after a period of time. Set a reminder, maybe after 3 days. I'm going to call each customer and say, oh, are you enjoying my product? All right, is there any problem? Are you fine? Set a reminder for post-delivery check-in. And tools you can use for this, WhatsApp Business, and you can also use YouTube. YouTube is great for you to record videos that show people how to use your product. All right. Now we have to move on. We are at the time to stop, but type stage 4 in the chat box if you know that you're good with that. All right, good. Now the next one is stage 5. Stage 5 is really important. Let me move this mic closer to the Great. So stage 5 is the next one, and we're already ended because we're at the end point. So stage 5, you can take a screenshot of this because I'll be very fast. Stage 5 is about collecting feedback. You want to collect feedback from your customers. So collecting feedback and resolving issues. Collecting feedback and resolving issues. How do you do that? You can conduct what is called a satisfaction survey. Just send them a feedback form that asks them, okay, tell me about your experience. All right. You can also offer a small incentive that says, oh, if you give us feedback, we'll give you this. We'll give you 5% off your next order. We'll give you SurveyMonkey. There's a free plan for that. Use this to ask them for feedback. Okay. Then the second thing here is you need to put out ongoing support. Ongoing support. How can they reach you? There's something wrong. There's actually something wrong that's coming from you. You can actually escalate. All right. They can actually escalate to you and you can apologize for it and you can offer solutions, right? And there are some tools for this too. Okay. If you're good with stage 5, I'm rushing now, but I'm out of time. Just type stage 5. Then let me move very quickly to stage 6. Take a screenshot of this. I'll just hint on some things here in stage 6. Take a screenshot very quickly. Stage 6 is about you building loyalty. You're building loyalty. You want them to be loyal to you, right? And how can you do that? You can offer discounts. You can offer points. You can use WhatsApp broadcast lists for this. Okay. You can also use follow-ups. Send them emails, follow-up emails, right? Using either Zoho Mail or MailChimp. All right, that's stage 6. And then the final stage is advocacy and community building. As I'm ending now, advocacy and community building. Take a screenshot of this very quickly. This is where you try to, request reviews. You can, showcase customer stories, customers that were able to get good service from you, showcase their stories, use Google My Business, use Facebook reviews. Start creating community. You can create a WhatsApp group for your customers. You can create a Facebook page for your customers. You can host small events for your customers, right? Or even webinars like this for your customers so they can get more value from you. And then you're building a community. It's easier to sell to your own community than to sell to a new customer. I want to believe that you've learned so much from this session. There's this quote that I'm going to end with again. I've said it before, that effective customer service starts before the first sale. And thank you for having me.